Welcome to the 5th video in the series Framing the Image, combining qualitative content with film analysis. This video will demonstrate how I combined qualitative content analysis with film analysis in analyzing an episode and within it a scene by using the coding frame table and interpreting the context. The example I will present is part of my ongoing project analyzing the reflection of religion in Turkish series and relating it to their socio-political context. In this video, I will narrow down my example to the analysis of the depiction of religion in the 3rd episode of the 1st season of Magnificent Century. As demonstrated in the previous video, when you analyze religion in the whole series of Magnificent Century, consisting of 4 seasons, the size of the material forces you to divide it into hierarchical subcategories. You make subcategories for each season, within each season for each episode, and finally, within the episode you narrow down to the scenes that contain references to religion. I started with a filmic analysis of the episode, building a table with questions based on the categories related to film analysis that I identified as relevant to my purpose, as explained in the videos 3 and 4. Here you see the top of the table I used to analyze episode 3. With this table at hand, I watched the episode and made detailed notes. If you want to practice yourself, you may make a table containing these categories, watch the episode and make notes. Based on this in-depth analysis, a qualitative content table with questions on the level of the episode can be provided. When I finish the first analysis round, I do the whole process again. Because of the multi-layered nature of filmic material, it is necessary to conduct your analysis multiple times to reach a sufficient level of accuracy. You will have to be sure you found all relevant issues and aspects in the material. Once you're satisfied with the result of your analysis, it's time to interpret the results. Let us zoom in on the results of one of the questions. Which religions are depicted and how many times? We can do that quantitatively by asking how many occurrences are related to the Islamic religion and how many references are made to Christianity. How many other religious references occur? We see that this results in 17 instances in which Islam occurs, Christianity occurring in 7 instances, and superstition in 1 instance. There are no other religions represented in this episode. We may conclude that Islam is more depicted than the other religions, which is not so much of a surprise in a series about an Ottoman Sultan. When we look closer, however, on these 17 instances, only 3 relate to a Muslim ritual. The other instances are references to Allah in the spoken text, mostly expressions that are highly frequent in the spoken Turkish of today, and certainly in Ottoman, the language that was spoken in earlier times, such as Inshallah, if God wills. The 3 shots that reflect Islam are related to the scene in which the conversion of Hürrem takes place. The scene is divided into 3 shots, separated from each other by shots and scenes regarding other characters and plot lines. Let us now zoom in on how this scene is positioned in relation to its neighboring scenes and shots. In the first part, we see how Hürrem enters the private chamber of Süleyman, and we see how Süleyman converts her. I analyzed this scene thoroughly in the 3rd video. During an interruption, we see Mahi Devran, Hürrem's rival crying because she lost a battle with Hürrem. Then the camera turned back to Süleyman, talking in an explanatory manner, and Hürrem, still with a headscarf, listening attentively. We hear the same mystical Sufi music as the end of the previous part, but not what they say. A similar interruption appears after this shot, in which Ibrahim Pasha, the Islamic converted chamberlain of Süleyman, plays the violin for Hatice Sultan, Süleyman's sister, and another shot in which we see Mahidevran crying. Alternating these scenes and shots suggests that Süleyman takes a long time to tell Hürrem about the religion she just converted to. Together, these parts take 3 minutes and 83 seconds, making it, if you consider the 3 shots as one scene, among the episode's long-lasting scenes, emphasizing its significance. However, it's the only scene overtly referring to Islam in the episode. The other instances mainly consist of characters asking God for help. Why does it occur so often in this episode? In this case, the question can be answered by studying the Turkish language. Many of the expressions used by the characters are common in the language spoken by Turkish Muslims even today, although they would appear a bit outdated maybe. The series depicts the 16th century Ottoman Empire, so it is quite natural that the characters often use these expressions. It doesn't have a specific religious indication here. In addition, the women's costumes are not in accordance with Islamic rules. They wear dresses with deep necklines and don't cover their hair with a headscarf. It indicates that Islam is an important theme in this episode because the conversion scene is elaborate, but many other themes are just as important. I demonstrated how the coding frame helped me take a systematic approach to analyze the material. It gave insight in the number of occurrences in which, in this episode, a reference to religion is made, and to which categories they belong. It reduced my material because only one scene related to the depiction of the Muslim faith, and it directed me to analyze this scene more in detail. The method employed here can be extrapolated to more episodes, to seasons, and in the end to more series. In conclusion, in these videos you have seen how you may apply a combination of film analysis and qualitative content analysis to filmic material. If you want to work with this method on your own material, these videos might have been a good introduction to show you what and how you can make use of it. However, I strongly recommend you to read the more elaborate academic works on film analysis and qualitative content analysis displayed in the bibliography. I wish you a lot of success with your qualitative content analysis on films and television dramas.